what's going on, guys? My name is Shane.
Shayzoenay.
I hate recording in front of me.
Why?
So a couple weeks back, I'm leaving that by the way because I am not about to film another intro. A couple weeks back, I got sent this palette through the mail by an amazing supporter of my channel. This woman is incredible. She's absolutely sweet, and I've been really wanting to play with this palette some more, but really haven't found an opportunity to. Over the past couple of weeks, I've really just kind of stuck to the neutral, really quick makeup look. So today I found an opportunity to play with it. When I first opened up the palette, I do remember one of the colors immediately catching my eye with it, which is Immaculate, which is one of the main colors that we use. I have it all over my lid. For some reason, I gravitate toward like olive and green colors. It's one of my favorite eyeshadows to work with, and I know that I've done olive and green makeup looks on my channel before, so I'm sorry that this isn't something completely new, but because of the outfit that I was wearing today, I do have only like these green camo pants and a beige top, so the whole thing just kind of went together, and I figured that if I'm going to dive into more of these colors, that I wanted to film a video and give you guys my very first true impression instead of playing with it for a while and then coming to you guys. I still am obsessed with this palette. I will say that the eyeshadows are extremely pigmented. I dealt with very little fallout, which is always a plus, especially when you're working with really bright or really dark colors. It definitely, you know, is a benefit not to have to clean up your face afterwards. We are doing a full face routine today, except for the brows. I just skip over that. I just feel like it's really time consuming. So if you want to see how I got today's look and to see how these eyeshadows work, then please keep watching. So I'm starting off this look with a freshly washed and moisturized face. Going in with my Monistat primer, I'm going to work this all over my skin, really concentrating it on the areas where my pores are the largest. Going in with this Fit Me foundation by Maybelline, I'm going to dot this all over my face and then blend it out with a damp beauty blender. I honestly really have been loving this foundation. They have a matte version and a dewy version, and I'm using the dewy version, and I feel like it just makes my skin look really healthy. Also a newer product, I'll be using this Born This Way concealer by Too Faced, and this is going to help brighten up my under eyes, and I'll put a little bit on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and just a little bit on my chin as well. For cream contour, I'll be using my Anastasia foundation stick in the shade called Shadow. I'm just going to add a little bit on my forehead, a little bit above my cheekbones, on my jawline, and a little bit on my nose. Using my Sephora Pro Contour Brush number 77, I'm going to buff this out, and honestly I'm barely touching the skin when I'm doing this part because I don't want to move the foundation around too much, so just be really gentle, or you could even use your beauty blender. To set my concealer, I'll be using this Fit Me translucent powder, and using my beauty blender, I'm just going to pack this underneath my eyes and then everywhere else that I put concealer, just to set it in place so it won't move. I'm going to do my brows off camera real quick, and I'll be right back. Brows are done, so we can go ahead and wipe away any excess powder still on my face. First, diving into my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, I'm going to pick up this light beige shade called Tempera, and using a fluffy brush, I'm just going to sweep this from my lash line all the way up to my brow bone to prevent creasing. Using the same brush, dipping into golden ochre, I'm just going to sweep this back and forth in my crease, and I smoke it out quite high, not all the way to my brow bone, but I get pretty close. So excited to play with this palette some more. Picking up this orangey neutral transition shade on a slightly angled crease brush, I'm going to sweep this back and forth in my crease as well, but more so concentrating it right in the socket. So as we blend, I'm just going to make sure it doesn't blend up as high as our first shade. As we work our way to the outer corners, I'm also going to flick it into my V as well, and a little bit on my lid. For our our lids, I wanted to pick up this olivey green shade called Immaculate, and I'm going to pack this all over my lids using a flat shader brush. I've noticed that these pigments are quite highly pigmented, and I didn't really deal with a lot of fallout at all. I did have to go in a couple of times to get the exact opaqueness that I wanted for this look, but the overall look turned out gorgeous at the end. Taking a little bit of a smaller crease brush, I'm just gonna smoke out that green a little bit in my socket. Picking up Crucifix on that same small crease brush, I'm just going to pack this into my outer V just to give the look a little more depth and dimension. To add a little bit of gold to our look, I'm going to pick up Primavia on a flat shader brush and just really pack this on the center of my lids. As I'm applying this eyeshadow, I'm also making sure that the edges blend in with that olive immaculate color as well. I'm going to line my waterline and my lash line using my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and then to blend it out, I'm just going to use my finger. I feel like using my finger kind of helps the product melt into my skin and blend out much easier than using a brush. Going into my Carly Bybel palette, I'm in love with this white highlight shade. I'm going to pack this using an e.l.f. brush on my inner corners. For my lower lash line, we'll go back into Golden Ochre, this time on a pencil brush, and I'm just going to smoke this from my outer corner to almost my inner corner. I'm stopping right where the white highlight stops. Same thing with the green shade, but this time I'm going to keep it a little bit closer to my lashes. Also taking the green shade on a really small brush, I'm going to have it come to a point in my inner corners. Just to add a little more gold to the look, I'm going to pick up this gold highlight shade from the same Carly Bybel palette and pack that right over the white that we first applied. I'm going to line my eyes quickly and make two wings using my liquid liner from Hard Candy. Two coats of mascara to my top lashes and my bottom lashes using L'Oreal's Telescopic. To bronze up my face, I'll be using the Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Capri Coast. I'm just going to take a slightly angled fluffy brush and just start sweeping this all over my face where I first applied the cream contour. This is just going to add a little bit of warmth back into my face and make it look not so one-dimensional. Going in with a kabuki brush with nothing on it just to buff out the bronzer a little bit more, just to soften it up and make it look a little more natural. Pop on a pair of my Salon Perfect 615 lashes once they've gotten tacky. My eyes are done, so for blush I wanted to go into my Luminoso by Milani, a very affordable and very pigmented product, so really a little goes a long way. For highlight, I'm going back into that gold from the Carly Bybel palette, and using an e.l.f. brush, I'm just going to sweep this on my cheekbones. And bring a little bit on your nose as well, especially if you contour. I feel like it pulls the look together. For lips, I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do, but I decided to use my Aquarius by ColourPop, which is just a really nice satin lip, so it's not full matte, so it's not as drying. But I love this combination, especially with the olive green and then the peach blush that we have on my cheeks. It just all kind of goes together really nicely. And I'm going to top it with this Marc Jacobs lip gloss. And my last touch is just to cover up my lash band, so I'm just pulling my lashes down so I'm not tugging on my eyes and going right over that band so it blends in with the rest of my makeup. And a quick coat of mascara to my falsies as well to complete our look. So this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I am in love with this palette, and I'm glad that I had another opportunity to actually play with more of the colors. I found them just to be extremely pigmented, extremely easy to blend. There is so many options of colors in here. I can't wait to create more looks. If you guys want a specific makeup look to maybe come out with this palette, let me know. Otherwise, when we revisit again, we'll see what we come up with. But thank you again to who sent this to me. You know how much that means to me, and this has turned out to be a fantastic palette that I can't wait to play with some more. So if you guys did enjoy, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up on my video, and if you don't want to miss any new ones, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!